laugh about it. And you still have to pay for it, right?
Yep, at the end of the day, you still got to pay that bill.
So when you have a negative thought for 1 minute, your immune system is depressed for 7 minutes. If you are laughing for 1 minute, your immune system is boosted for 24 hours.
Oh, wow.
So
that's a big
yeah.
That's a real big
amazing.
contrast, a very big contrast.
Exactly. And also the thing is, when we are afraid, when we have negative things, it's like our body thinks, oh, there's a tiger chasing us. And it shuts down all the things that it doesn't really need to survive, which are some digestion, something in the brain, and some breathing, some whatever. And so if we are stressed, we cannot really think very clearly. But if we feel like relaxed and if we feel safe, then all of a sudden our body thinks, oh, it's safe. I am relaxed now, and I can just start everything, and our right and left hemispheres can communicate. And what is the result? That we are more creative and we are more playful. And so everybody has this potential.
Wow, that's real true.
Yeah, and that's why, I mean, it's for business, for anybody who is stressed, think of it in a different way. And it doesn't mean that laughter means I'm not taking it seriously. Not at all. Laughter can just, it's just a tool that you can use at will. And it has so many benefits. And, if we have time or another time, I go into the benefits. We have just forgotten what we have right in our body, because our bodies are totally amazing how they work.
Definitely, and I definitely want you to share a little bit about those benefits. I do have one other caller that I'm expecting to call in. But, Dean, if you can put on one of our 1-minute ads, I just found their number, so I'm going to try to reach my mall people to see if they're going to get in the call. But if not, when I come back, I do want to continue the conversation with Bridget about the benefits of laughter, and definitely consider more of the conversation with Corey about pets, particularly dogs. But if you can drop one of our spots real quickly, and then I'm going to see if I can reach Nicole, who's been doing this research on the Diane Mall. But if you could drop those spots, and I'll be back in about a minute.
All right, it's Straight Talk with Dina Mart.
This is Nikki Hall, founder of Simply Radiant LLC, a woman with great passion and skill to make you look and feel better. Meet me where you are. Let's take it to another level, a new you. See you soon. Call 919-971-6243. Make your place today.
Well, Jason, I've got to tell you, you're pretty much everything this company is looking for in an entry-level candidate.
Great.
Your resume isn't quite what we're used to, but you've got a fantastic work ethic.
Thank you.
And I'm impressed by how you carry yourself.
So, should we talk about the job?
What, the job? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I have no way of recruiting or even meeting you. This interview didn't happen.
It may sound ridiculous, and that's because it kind of is. There's a huge pool of talent your company is missing out on. Meet the grads of life. Who are they? Talent worth knowing about. Young adults of unique determination and experience. An ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or even mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Man, we really could have used him.
Don't miss out on a resource many innovative companies have already discovered. Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
Bass players, best thing you can do for your overall sound. You've got to see this. New Bass Tone Incorporated makes Nightwalker bass guitar tube preamps. This preamp will give your sound such a boost, it's just incredible. Try it today. Try it today now. A great sounding bass guitar will make for a great sounding band. Make your band sound at its best. Best thing you can do for your bass guitar sound. NewBassTone.com. NewBassTone.com.
Whoa.
The moment my son saw a redwood tree.
It's huge!
Is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Are you enjoying the smoothest conversation in podcasting? Straight Talk with Dean and Mark. Hi, this is DJ Smooth Jazz, syndicated radio host and co-owner of Portfolio Group LLC, your smooth jazz lifestyle and entertainment group with offices in Durham, North Carolina. Portfolio Group LLC specializes in promoting the lifestyle of smooth jazz listeners with the promotion of smooth jazz events and the distribution of African American owned wines. For more information, portfoliogroupllc.com, or you can swing by my secondary site, djsmoothjazz.com. Now back to Straight Talk with Dean and Mark.
All right, we're back.
Yep, we're back, and I'm expecting that we'll hear from Nicole hopefully in a minute or two about what they've got going on with Northgate Mall, one of our malls here in Durham. But in the meantime, I did want to hear from Bridget as to what she was talking about with some of the benefits that exist with laughter, because she's mentioned that there are various benefits, so you've alluded to some of them, but share with us some of the other benefits of laughter.
Okay, so I have five categories. First of all, it's fun. And, you know, if we are having fun, we are at our best. It is instant stress relief. We cannot be stressed when we're laughing. And our attitude changes because our body releases all these hormones, these good, feel-good hormones. And, and it boosts our immune system. It boosts our creativity. It heals the mind, body, spirit, and immune system. And it's a social support and communication. It lowers blood pressure. It just strengthens whatever we're doing. It strengthens us. Wow. It makes us healthier. And it gives us a workout. It's an ab workout and it's a cardio workout. And it's a boost for T cells. It releases endorphins, and it helps our creativity. And the other thing is it can take away pain. Did you ever hear about Norman Cousins? He wrote this book, The Anatomy of an Illness. He had a fatal disease, and his doctor gave him up to die. And he said, "Hey, can I go? Can you watch me? And I go to a hotel, and I'm just going to be renting funny movies and stuff, and I'm going to laugh." And so he has done that, and he got well. He wrote a book about his experience, and. So one of my experiences was that I was sitting in a doctor's office a few years ago, and he was trying to find the vein for my blood. I needed, to give blood work, and he couldn't find it. And it hurt me terribly. I've been in there for 45 minutes, and he sticks this needle, when he sticks this needle into you, and searches for the vein, it really hurts like crazy. So I remembered, laughter takes away pain. And I started laughing. And the doctor, he looked at me like, what is this? And all of a sudden he started also laughing. And then, of course, the blood was flowing, and he could find the vein, and I was done in no time. So that was, was an immediate result. Immediate.
Definitely. Wow. Corey, now when you're doing training, do you ever use laughter as part of the training method with the humans? Because I imagine the dogs may be laughing, but I imagine that sometimes the humans might need a little laughter to go with the training in order to help you with the training of the dog and the human relationship. How does that work with you, Corey?
Well, it's always fun to do it. It's getting people to just laugh and not take what's happening so seriously. It lightens the whole atmosphere, and it does. It makes everything much more productive. If someone is so serious, I have to change this, or my dog is doing that, or I don't feel this way, it's fun to sort of step back and say, this is really fun. Like going to someone's house and let's say their dog is jumping all over me or something, and I start to laugh about it. And they're looking at me like, wait a second, you're here to solve this. Why are you laughing at it? And I said, because first thing you have to do is you have to lighten up, and because the more you take the seriousness away, the easier it's going to be to connect with your dog. The seriousness separates you. Once you lighten up and you just have fun with it, it makes it so much easier to be productive and really make the connection with the dog, and that's where the changes take place. So I agree that laughter is without a doubt one of the best techniques to make things much more productive and free-flowing.
Definitely. And you've been doing training of dogs for a number of years. How long have you been doing the dog training, and what are some of the myths that people have about dog trainers? Like we talked about the myths people have about dogs, but what are some of the myths people have about both dog trainers and dog training?
Well, I've been doing this professionally since the mid to early 80s, so it's a pretty long time. But I've been honestly doing it my whole life, even before I did it professionally. And there are a lot of myths. I mean, I've seen so many different fashions in the training world come and go, and a lot of them are still highly used. But I believe it comes down to establishing connection as opposed to taking control. And whichever side of the fence you're on, I mean, the two biggest schools of thought now is one, it's the dominance theory where you've got to be the pack leader. And then you have the behavior modification, the Skinnerian behaviorism, where everything is either the positive or negative reinforcement. And both of those do work. They absolutely do work. But what happens is when we're taking solely that approach and nothing else, it really puts us at a distance. It increases the distance between us and our dog. It becomes where sort of a vertical relationship. We're on top, they're on the bottom. Going for the connection and getting away where you and your dog are on the same horizontal plane. There is no hierarchy. You're two beings. You're equal. You're not the same, but you're definitely equal importance. And working as a friendship together, not only can you get better results that you want, but your dog also becomes happier because you're doing things for each other. For example, if your dog is going to run into the street, you can train them not to do that. But if my friend was going to run into the street, what would I tell them? Hey, don't do that. That's dangerous. And I'm doing that, and my friend's going to listen to me, not because I'm either going to bribe him to do it or I'm going to threaten him, but he's going to listen to me because, hey, Corey, I trust you. That's pretty good advice. And then I don't always have to use reinforcement. So much of training these days has become transactional. And I'm beginning to wonder if dogs are our friends or our employees. I mean, they always have to get this paycheck. That's really not the kind of relationship that I would want. So one of the myths is you have to either subscribe to one of those other two, and you really don't need to. You can kind of go back to the way it was originally and get that relationship. And one other thing I will say is that anybody, absolutely anybody, can do